صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أسألك وأتوجه إليك بنبيك نبي الرحمة محمد صلى الله عليه وآله. يا أبا القاسم يا رسول الله، يا إمام الرحمة، يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله. اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله. اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا أمير المؤمنين، يا علي بن أبي طالب، يا حجة الله على خلقه، يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله. اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله. اشفع لنا عند الله. يا فاطمة الزهراء يا بنت محمد، يا قرة عين الرسول، يا سيدتنا ومولاتنا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيهة عند الله. اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيهة عند الله. اشفعي لنا عند الله. يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي، أيها المجتبى يا ابن رسول الله، يا حجة الله على خلقه، يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله. اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا عبد الله يا حسين بن علي أيها الشهيد يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن الحسين يا زين العابدين يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها الباقر يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا عبد الله يا جعفر بن محمد أيها الصادق يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا موسى بن جعفر أيها الكاظم يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى أيها الرضا يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها التقي الجواد يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا مولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن محمد أيها الهادي النقي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها الزكي العسكري يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وصي الحسن والخلف الحجة أيها القائم المنتظر المهدي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. حاجات. يا سادتي وموالي إني توجهت بكم أئمتي أعدتي ليوم فقري وحاجتي إلى الله وتوسلت بكم إلى الله واستشفعت بكم إلى الله فاشفعوا لي عند الله واستنقذوني من ذنوبي عند الله فإنكم وسيلتي إلى الله وبحبكم وبقربكم أرجو نجاة من الله فكونوا عند الله رجائي يا سادتي يا أولياء الله صلى الله عليهم أجمعين ولعن الله أعداء الله ظالميهم من الأولين والآخرين آمين رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Tonight we are going to be having a Q&A with Moulana Abidi. So if you have any questions, go to slido.com and put in hashtag SABA. Also, other announcements. This Thursday, as usual, we have Dua Kumal, this time with Sheikh Sunni Yusuf Ali. And on Friday, we have Salat al-Jama'ah outdoors, and it's going to be starting at 12 p.m. Now, let's invite Moulana Abidi with loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
Salamun alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم أفوض أمري إلى الله والله بصير بالعباد الحمد والثناء لله رب العالمين ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية الإكرام على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين والشهداء والصالحين والصديقين وعلى خير خلقه البشير النذير السراج المنير الذي سمي في السماء بأحمد وفي الأراضين بأبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين ولعن دائم على أعدائهم أجمعين أما بعد فقد قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم أحب إلي من إهدى إلي عيوبي صدق الله وصدق رسوله وصدق ولي الكريم صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. Brothers and sisters, once again welcome to the Tuesday night program. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us and give strength and tawfiq to perform our duties and responsibilities. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all the bounties and blessings of this great month of Rabi'ul Thani, the fourth Islamic month. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower upon us and all the Muslim Ummah the great blessing of this night, inshallah, in this month. Brothers and sisters, the topic for Tuesday night is going to be open Q&A session. And if you have any question, please go to slido.com, hashtag SABA, and you can post your question. Inshallah, I will try to answer your questions. Before I go to the question and answer, I would like to, inshallah, present a beautiful gift of hadith from our ma'asumeen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us the shafa'at on the judgment day. Since we just had a Thanksgiving and today also was a giving day, and I know that lots of people, they take advantage of this day to have a matching fund and so on and so forth. Alhamdulillah, with the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have this privilege to donate to the noble cause, whether to a local Islamic center or school or educational entities or any other charitable trust which can serve for the enhancement of the awareness and educational spiritual services or general services where the non-profit organizations, they are offering, especially the local non-profit organizations here. And may Allah bless all of you, Jazakumullah, and including SABA Islamic Center is looking for your great support and your great donations. And those who want to take advantage of the end of the year also, this is the best time, inshallah. So in this pandemic situation, we can be part of this noble cause, and inshallah, with the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can receive a greater mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the hadith which I want to present from our Ma'asumeen is amazing, because the Thanksgiving and then this gift and all of that, usually what happens is when we are talking about some of these types of basically excuses for people to express their love and their express their gratitude and so on and so forth. Often we forget about the very background of these types of events. I don't want to go about background of this Thanksgiving and what happened and how it turned out to be. But in general, this is a tradition among the people to exchange some gifts and so on and so forth. And indeed, our beloved Ma'asumin, noble Prophet of Islam also, they liked the gifts. And indeed he said, Ahabbu ilayya man ihda ilayya, the best among you who are going to present me the gift. So Holy Prophet also liked the gift, or Imams also liked the gift. But what is the gift they're looking for? Not the gift which we often think of, or we kind of talk to each other, oh, this is the gift, and so on and so forth. But what they're looking for is a beautiful, priceless, precious, amazing gift that can navigate us towards becoming more and more perfect, and we can achieve highest potential, and we can optimize our great talent and our qualities which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed upon us. Most of the times what we do is we are in the bubble that, oh, I'm doing the best, I don't see the mistakes. Although noble Prophet Islam or Imams, they are infallible, ma'asumeen, they are perfect, pure role model, but when they speak to us, they are giving us these types of beautiful advices so we can, inshallah, practice, right? So what is a gift? Ahabbu ilayya man ihda ilayya uyubi. The best among you is the one who can present the gift, precious gift of my own mistakes, right? Uyubi, uyuba, aib, shortcomings, mistakes, flaws, area of progress, area of challenging, struggling, right? All of us we have. In our daily life, family life, in our friendship circle, in our work environment, wherever you are, wherever we are, we are in, and whatever we are doing, we have some challenges and some areas of improvement, right? For example, if you're working in a company, as a kind of review from the company, your boss or HR, they're going to give you a process of reviewing. For example, they say that, you know what, if you do this, right? Or for example, you had a great, for example, talent in these areas, and these are the areas of improvement. You need to, for example, improve your communication scale. You need to improve your, for example, these are the technical areas, and so on and so forth. That is the best gift you can get it, right? The outcome of that is they want to see a great growth for the company, right? Allahu Akbar. So company can benefit out of that. Here, our Imams, they are encouraging us that Ahabbu ilayya man ihda ilayya, you will be the best among you as the one who can present me my flaws, mistakes, aib, shortcomings, so I can fix those, I can find the solution, and I can move on. SubhanAllah. Just imagine that if we can have this beautiful atmosphere, system, platform, foundation in our families, between husband and wife, between siblings, children, and so on and so forth. If we adopt this policy that we want to have this foundation of presenting the gift of our mistakes, where I should be open to those critical comments, and also they should feel safe environment without being harassed, without being labeled, without being told that you're like picky and this and that. If both my spouse, my children, my family members, my siblings, my parents, they feel that I can reach out to this person freely without any problem. I can get it done. And if I establish point that I'm welcoming those, it's going to be a great progress in our homes. We can have the same thing in our friendship circle, in our masajids, in our meetings, in our work environment, right? Everywhere, if we have that great atmosphere, foundation of helping each other to achieve higher rank, that's the best thing. That's why our ma'asumin emphasize that ahabbu ilayya, the best among you is the one who present the gift of my own mistakes. Please cite as salawats. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So, brothers and sisters, as I said, inshallah, please, if you have any questions, go to slido.com, #SABA, and inshallah, post your question. And I'm going to open for the Q&A. ببركة الصلوات بر محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد.
So the first question is, if after the calculation I feel that I have done more of my qaza fast than they were actually due on me, and I have also taken out fidya for them, can I change the niyyah of those extra fasts to take place for the qaza of my, and the fast of my father or other marhumin?
So this question is referred to the making the make up the qada fast, and also sometimes could happen for the prayers also. But this question is specifically for the qada fasting. Let's say if I had 5 missing fasts from last year, 3 from the previous year, 5 from the 3 years back, and 2 from the previous years. Altogether, 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 2 is 15, right? And then I was fasting and fasting. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, 15, and 20. Assuming that I have some other fasting, then I look at to my notebook and I found out that altogether I have only 15 qada fast, and I made an intention for 20. Those 5 qada fast, can I make the intention to my marhum father, my marhum mother? We have a beautiful saying in Farsi. It says that Ashirikhte Nazre Abul Fazl. There was a lady who was carrying the kind of soup dish, kind of appetizer, kind of soup, ash, and by accident she threw that, and that dish was spilled everywhere. Then she said, you know what? I want to make the intention for Nazre Abul Fadl Abbas so I can get the reward. It's possible? No, right? So basically, if you did your qada fasting and you notice later on that it's more than what you had, you're going to get a reward, sawab, ajr for those fastings. But if you want to do for your marhumin, like my father, if he had some missing fast, I need to make an intention for that purpose while I'm fasting. Yes, I can do the intention before Dhuhr prayer. For example, if I wake up this morning and I want to have intention for the fast, till the, like for example, Dhuhr time, Fajr, the prayer time is 12 o'clock, roughly 12 p.m. If I remember 11:30, oh, you know what, today's fast I want to dedicate on behalf of my father, and I can count that one day of the fasting for my father, I can, right? But if you fast and after a couple of days you want to count for the qada of your father, no, you cannot. Yes, second, next question.
What should a person consider when choosing a major and or career? And then the second question followed by that is, what are important things to consider when looking for or accepting jobs?
What should a person consider when choosing a major or career, right?
Career, yeah.
Basically, we do have a great guideline from our imams and also say great scholars. Career or major should be aligned with the need of the society. End of the day, I want to help the society and also worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala according to hadith and riwayat. When I take a step from home towards my job, for rizq halal, to earn the halal rizq, sustenance, to bring the food on the table for my family and take care of the bills of my family and myself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward for each step a hasana, right? And to the point that we have a hadith and riwayat, while you're seeking the halal sustenance, rizq halal, if even death comes, our death will consider as a shaheed, right? We have these types of hadith. Therefore, when I'm choosing the major, I have to see a couple of things. The first thing is the need of the society. It's very important. That's why, for example, if the need of the society is to have physicians or engineers or I don't know whatever, I need to consider those first. Second, if there is no immediate need, then you need to consider the things which is more benefit for the society. Third, you have to see that in general, the atmosphere is not going to lead to haram, right? For example, if a man wants to be a gynecologist, physician is not a problem. If I want to be a gynecologist, I know that by default I'm going to engage in lots of sensitive areas, and that may not be good. But vice versa, if sister wants to look for any major, gynecologist could be one of the good option, but is not good option for the brother, right? It's kind of similar to that. So you have to see that you're going to engage in haram. Fifth, you have to see that by having this major, you're going to contribute to dhalim, oppressor, or not. For example, Safwan Jamal, one of the great companion of seventh Imam. When he came to our seventh Imam, and one of his the job was to take care of the camels, and he used to give the camels to Khalifa Harun Rashid. He was renting out. For example, you have a rent-a-car, you're renting out to, for example, the Zalim or Imam. He forbid him, said that you are part of the dhulm of Zalim, right? You can do something else, or you can rent it out to some other people, and so on and so forth. So you need to make sure that you're not part of the oppression and dhulm. You align with halal earnings. You're not going to end up in the sensitive areas where by default you're going to end up doing haram. You have to see what is the most benefit for the society, and also you have to see what is the need in the society, and so on and so forth. So these are the things we need to see in general for the sisters, for the brothers. We have great guidelines from ahadith and riwayat, and also we have lots of encouragement for how to choose a career, what time, and so on and so forth. That's why I urge that one of the key duty of our society is to have a boot camps, and also the workshops and awareness events for the families, for the parents, and also for the youth before they want to choose their majors. Right now, for example, when you say computer science, or I don't know, medical field, this field, that field, you have an ample amount of branches, and it's good to have workshops in our society where we can have talented people. They can guide that which one is good for 5 years, next 5 years, next 10 years, next 20 years, and so on and so forth, based on the need of the society and future needs. So we can be one step ahead, and we should be pioneers. We should be leaders, not followers, not after the fact. So those are the things can help, inshallah. That's the first question. The second question: what are important things to consider when looking for accepting a job? The same thing when you are graduated and even you're working, or you're looking for any job, or you want to change the job. Again, you need to make sure that that job doesn't have any haram environment that can benefit you and your children, the location, the atmosphere, the type of job you're looking for. And sometimes, for example, some of the jobs requires a lots of traveling. And if you have certain needs in your home, it's not acceptable to have a job which is going to require a lots of traveling. And by traveling, you're going to, for example, sacrifice your family, or vice versa. Sometimes it's good to have a job which is constantly you're traveling. Why? Because based on your circumstances, you can take care of that. All of that, we don't have one set up rule. Again, these are the things I encourage, I urge for the society and our leadership, our the board members, and also in the Shine Lab and other platforms what we have. If we can take care of the needs of the society, and if we can have a constant in the workshops about the types of job and so on and so forth, it's good. But in general, brothers and sisters, one thing we're not good at, especially in Bay Area, is in business and leading, and also startup and having our own companies within the Shia community. I'm talking about within the Muslim communities. I'm sure that this is a hub for the startups in the world, but if you see the number of the Muslims here, especially Shias, and what we achieved so far is not much. So it's good to consider the business, because according to hadith and riwayat, um, close to nine, like if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has 10 doors of risk and then the sustenance for us, out of 10 doors, 9 doors are for those who have a business mentality. It's good to have a business, and then one for everything. Again, those are things you can consider, and we can talk and discuss, inshallah.
So, what is the ruling on working in a company that does research in cannabis and medicinal marijuana? Is it allowed or forbidden?
Thank you, Jazakallah. May Allah bless the one who asked this question. Sometimes it's tough to answer, or I'm going to be in a very difficult position, but because I'm just quoting the fatwa of the Maraji Izam, then I have no problem. Yes, working in a company that research for the good cause. For example, let's say the outcome of that in the long term would change the or bring lots of blessings, for the community and so on and so forth. Yes, but in general, by nature, drugs, marijuana, or the heroin, and I don't know, weeds, and all of that is not permissible in Islam, and we should not use that. Although sometimes some of the youth say, okay, there's not going to be any bad effect, and is not intoxicated, or even is not going to bring the habit, and so on and so forth. All of that is irrelevant when it comes to the essence of that. So these types of usage of these types of drugs is not allowed in Islam, and or majority of these scholars, and perhaps all of the leading scholars, they forbid that. Therefore, if the usage of that, outcome of that is the same, so in that case, it's not permissible, unless if you bring the otherwise a few like other thing that because of this research we're going to have a big change, and we're not going to, for example, promote that. In fact, it's going to be, for example, for other purposes. That's a different thing. But in general, if the outcome of that is to promote in society having a more drugs or addicted things like heroin or marijuana and all of that, is not acceptable.
Is it okay to change your marja taqreed?
Yes and no. If you choose your marja taqleed and you decided that my marja is, for example, X out of the 10, 12 maraj izam, you choose one of them, right? Then you need to be the taqleed of that marja. However, if you find out later on that the other marja is more qualified or more a'lam. A'lam is one of the qualities. A'lam, and also the one who has to have these conditions, which is 10, 12 conditions which mention. If you find out that some other marja has more qualifications than this marja, you can change. But what you cannot change is for the convenience, because, for example, if I find out that the other marja is easy in this ruling, so because of my convenience, I want to change the taqleed, you cannot do that. But if you have a good reason That reason is not for the convenience. The reason is not just because someone has a easier or more relaxed ahkam. Rather, you reach to a conclusion, land to the conclusion that this mujtahid or marja, has the most qualities to be a marja. In that case, you can change taqleed. That, or by default, after the death of one marja, you should change taqleed to the other marja, unless the other marja gave the permission to continue with the previous marja, and you can refer to the new ahkam to the live marja. So those are the very general points.
What is the ruling on using leather products made in the West, such as couches, car seats, office chairs? Is it permissible to sit on them? And then is the ruling different if it's wet or dry?
So basically, leather, if you are sure that it's from the halal animal, like a cow, goat, or sheep, and also slaughtered, it's not a problem. But if you don't know, and also if you know that it's a good chance that it could be halal, that's also not a problem. But if you have a yaqeen and certainty that it's not slaughter, then in that case you need to avoid. However, nowadays majority of the leather seat and leather car seat and so on and so forth, which are using, is synthetical, or even if it's a leather, you have the layer of the paint or a kind of shield, right? So you're not going to touch to the skin directly. The only problem is if you have a leather jacket. Again, wearing the leather jacket haram is not haram, right? But having that leather jacket and you want to pray, that's a problem, right? So you cannot pray. You have to take out. However, like a belt or wallet, if it's not part of your clothing, it's not a problem. You can have that. But again, if a solid, pure leather and your skin, while it's wet, or like after wudu or after your wet hand, if you touch, and it's a solid leather, not like coated with some of the things, then in that case your hand will become najis. If it's for sure is najis skin. But in general, what I notice is majority of the leather, either synthetic leather or leather has a heavy coat of wax or something like that. So basically you're not going to touch directly to the skin, and that's not a problem. But if you're touching to the skin and that has a pure leather, which is barely you can find, in that case you need to avoid, and you should not pray with that.
Why are the domes of the imams in gold? Isn't it better if that money is used to help the poor? The imams never encourage extravagance. So why are the harams so extravagant? We are supposed to be like the imams. So how do I answer my son when he says my bedroom is so simple, but the imam's door, my bedroom's door is so simple, but the imam's door is made out of gold?
Thank you, Jazakumullah, taqabbalallah. Inshallah, again, I'm very happy to see this question. Brothers and sisters, let me give you a complete, the bigger picture so we can be in the same page. First, none of the imams or ma'asumeen or prophets, they lived a luxurious life. They avoided that, and they lived a simple life, right? That's no doubt about that. What you see in today's harams and imam bargahs, the harams and in the domes and shrines of the imams has three components to it. One is the dhari of imam itself. Second one is the luxurious things which they use there. The third thing is the Islamic art, the art which you can see. The art point, people with their own willingness and with their passion, they want to demonstrate their art. That's why they have a beautiful artwork. They are excelling, and also they are kind of they want to express their love towards our imams, and that is something me or you cannot stop that. Basically, the majority of the people, not majority, pretty much all of them, they are volunteer. For example, in Haram Imam Rida alayhi salam, which is one of the most gorgeous haram you can find, is even if you want to volunteer, if you are lucky and you got elected, you need to stay in the line, waiting line for years, even for the simple, for example, you want to vacuum the haram for 1 week, or you want to, for example, donate a carpet. It's not that today you donate the carpet, tomorrow your carpet will be placed there. So they're going to have a system, and because lots of people, they want to express that. That's the second point, which is the art part. But the luxury part is what they're receiving in haram. Some of that, when people said specifically, I want to spend that only for this purpose, then haram people, they have no choice but to spend there. But when you donate to haram, majority of that goes to the poor and needy people. For example, today, if someone comes to any Islamic center, including SABA Islamic Center, if someone says that this donation or this carpet, I want to donate only for SABA, then my hands will be tied up. I cannot donate to other people. But if someone gives us, for example, donation of inshallah or $1 billion, we're not going to make that $1 billion a gold dome in our masjids. What we want to do is we want to serve the community. That's what we are doing, right? Same thing, majority of the center, the harams, what they are serving is far, far, far greater than what they're spending to the haram. So these three components. One is the shrine part, that's our imams, that's the link. Second, the artwork, people, they come voluntarily, they are serving them. The third thing is the luxury things. So the luxury things is the portion, very, very small, tiny portion of the donations goes for that. When people, they limit their donations, that I want to donate only for this to, for example, have a gold door, then they have no other choice but to place that, right? But that's the only thing they're doing? No, they are receiving donations far greater than just they are there, but they have their, that's why they have their khairiye or their welfare services to the community and poor and needy people, and they distribute majority of those donations. They have a lengthy process. So it's kind of, for example, any other masjid, right? Our masajid also, when they have a specific budget, end of the day, we want to serve the community, we want to serve the society. Yes, our imams, they themselves, they never entertained or had any intention of living a luxury life, of having a luxury life. Rather, people out of the love, when you go there, they are doing that. And by the way, majority of the scholars or ulama, they emphasize that haram, please, if you have extra thing, don't spend for example, bringing the gold here, do something else. But once people, they themselves forced to do that, then you don't have any choice. But that's not the choice of ulama. None of the scholars, none of the ulama, they give the permission to collect the money, to have for example, the beautiful gold doors. None of them they give the permission. And specifically, you know that even to build the masjid also they don't give the permission to use the homes. It means even this homes cannot be spent to have a masjid, let alone about the dome, gold dome or gold, for example, door. So that's what they do is they give the permission for the center if they have educational services to the community to uplift the educational aspect, then they can give the permission. You can use the homes for this purpose, right? So it's very specific about that. So what my point here is that is not the choice of mujtahid or marja. Mujtahid and marja does not give the permission, but people out of their own sake and love, and they want to, for example, have some comfort, what they do is they want to donate and they want to, for example, build something, and that's how it's happening. I mean, the haram, people even, for example, if you put the Nazri haram inside of the haram, you see, mashallah, in every zari, you have an ample amount of money. Those money, not even a penny will spend for the gold door, gold dome. That will spend for the needy people, for poor people, for the welfare things, and so on and so forth. But people, some people, they themselves, for example, you go there and you say, for example, what they do, people they do is, oh, I spend, for example, my money in this stock or this thing or luxury car or this and that. I want to do, for example, something for my imam. That's how people. And if you want to stop that, you need to educate people to spend properly. That's what majority of the scholars that do. Anytime you go to haram, speeches you see, the whatever the scholars and all of them they're saying is they're preaching them that you need to serve the society and community. Therefore, the conclusion, brothers and sisters, is three components in haram. One component is dhari, that is haram of imam, and we have a strong connection. The second one is the artwork and also the services. That is a people, they themselves, they go and they want to register for long time, to have a week or 10 days or 20 days, a month of time to even, for example, to be a janitorial there, or you want to vacuum there, or you want to take, for example, custody of the shoes and so on and so forth, let alone about the other artwork and so on and so forth. The third one is the luxurious things. Luxurious things is not with the permission of the mujtahideen or marja, or, for example, the haram. That is dealt by the people themselves. Majority of the donations they're receiving, they distribute among the poor and needy people. That's my understanding. Yes.
So this is a long question. So some of the people from the Sunni madhab say that the Quran was revealed in 7 different ahruf. Is this just in different recitations? One example they give is in Surah Al-Fatiha. They say you can pronounce Maliki Yawmiddin, which would refer to the king, versus Maliki Yawmiddin, which would refer to as the owner. And it doesn't change the overall meaning. What is the position on the Shia ulama regarding the different ahruf of the Quran? Do the Shia ulama only rely on the hafs from Asim al-Kufi only? Is it even logical to think that the Quran was revealed in slightly different forms due to the dialect of the people?
Thank you, Jazakallah. This question is regarding the Quran and the revelation of the Quran. Quran was not revealed in 7 different ahruf or 7 different types. Quran is one. It's in Lawh Mahfuz. And this Quran, what we have is the same Quran which revealed to Holy Prophet from Lawh Mahfuz. It's not 7 ahruf and this and that. It's only one Quran, what was in preserved in the Lawh Mahfuz, which is the sacred place Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed that Quran in the heart of the Holy Prophet, and He gave to people. However, what we have 7 different types of pronunciation or recitation style, and one of them is the Hafs from Asim al-Kufi. Yes, that's a famous one, but we have 7 other, for example, 6 other reciters, and Shia also equally give the permission. For example, Maliki Yawmiddin, Maliki Yawmiddin, or for example, for Surah Al-Ikhlas, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد ولم or ولم يكن له, you can say both ways. And also a few other in the places you can see slight difference, but overall it's not going to change any meaning. It was one, preserve one, and perhaps inshallah Imam of time when he comes, he's going to tell us only this way, or he can give us a permission to recite altogether. But the stand of the scholar, ulama or mujtahideen, is you can pronounce one of these 7 type of recitation, pronunciation. Is not different revelation, no, one revelation. But when you pronounce, the pronunciation could be slightly different, and that is because back then when Imam Ali Islam was writing that, it was not with all the fatha, kasra, dhamma, and also long vowels and so on and so forth. So it's not going to affect anything. The conclusion is only we have one type of Quran and one revelation, and the totality of Quran, the complete Quran was revealed to noble Prophet Islam on the night of Qadr, and that's called Inzal, Inna Anzalnahu fi Laylatul Qadr, and Tanzila min Rabbir Rahim, as a Tanzil, part by part was revealed to Holy Prophet over the course of 23 years, beginning from the Laylatul Mab'ath and Mi'raj till the Rahlat of Holy Prophet. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us. Brothers and sisters, I know that we have lots of other questions. Inshallah, we can continue next 2 weeks from now, every other week, inshallah. Again, if you have any question, please post that slido.com hashtag SABA. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us and give us tawfiq and strength to perform. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and all the Muslim ummah and all the believers and all the madhlumin around the globe from all the diseases, especially this COVID-19. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect Atabat Aliyat and bring the peace for the Muslimin and Mu'mineen around the globe, and especially those who are affected at this time and this pandemic situation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punish those who carry out the terrorist act and double standard what we see in this world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hasten Imam of a time, so inshallah we can have the ultimate peace and justice. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر لكم إلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات بالأخص مرحومين الحاضرين. الفاتحة مع الإخلاص والصلوات. اللهم صل على